go to Urban Central to kick things off between Jamal Jabary and the Pittsburgh Knights.
Yeah, and that cooling off process, that's huge in the Swiss format. A lot of teams can go back to back to back, but there's some teams that have to wait, like you said, 30 minutes, an hour for their matchup. And how you stay warmed up in between matches is huge, and a great save there from LJ as ZPS launched that one right down the gut.
ZPS in particular, boy, he put in a ton of work. Granted, in-game score is not the be-all, end-all, but he had almost 1,050 points. In fact, he had the fourth highest North American RLCS in-game score in a losing effort. Two of the others were against NRG, because why wouldn't it be? LJ shot here, saved by ZPS. It's a good way to get some of those points.
And that was a great swing by Rodoko to swoop in, and nice demo from Toasty to take away that midfield player. Rodoko was supposed to be there, and that led to this nice transition offense coming out for Jamal Jabary, but not much is going to come from it as ZPS is going to put it right back down. But danger on that clear, and Toasty cleans things up. A strong start for Jamal Jabary.
Yeah, after this miss here by Rodoko, it is just free real estate. Toasty, easy drop down. You've got to have that clear, especially with your tournament life on the line as it is right now for the Pittsburgh Knights. So that kind of a gift for Jamal Jabary as Krasix will throw this right back downfield. They are looking for more as Krasix landed on that corner boost, but that's a good job by Kinsey getting the ball out of the zone. They've got to get another stop as LJ bounces by one, and that's a good clear by Rodoko.
And it's pretty lopsided so far when you look at the demos in this matchup. Jamal Jabary taking it straight to the face of the Pittsburgh Knights, and a good save there from Toasty, but no pressure too much from the Pittsburgh Knights as Kinsey going to use a lot of boost to get to that ball, and nothing develops because of it. And look at Rodoko coming up, trying to just get a touch there. The Pittsburgh Knights can't seem to get much started rather on the offensive end, as Jamal Jabary are doing great at clearing this ball and putting it back towards midfield.
Here goes Krasix, got LJ in the middle of the field. I think LJ tried to drop that back down to Krasix. It just didn't work out. Now Krasix thought about it and said turns around and gave up the midfield boost so LJ could take it. It's great teamwork and communication you're seeing out of JJ right now, and it's worked out to a 1-0 lead and plenty of opportunities. They're not having much time or much trouble getting downfield. Toasty will have to chase this down, but you would expect he'd be able to as long as he avoids the demo, which he didn't. And ZPS will tie the game thanks to Kinsey.
Heads up play from Kinsey here. Toasty takes a terrible angle and puts it right in front of the goal. And all Kinsey had to do was clean up shop, and it was an easy put-in goal for ZPS. And just like that, the Pittsburgh Knights tie up game one at halftime.
Jamal Jabary getting a dose of their own medicine. Nobody has more demolitions per game than them so far today, coming in over 4.5. LJ makes the stop here as Rodoko is trying to get in his way, and Krasix lets that go by to Toasty. LJ, he'll at least get that to the backboard for Toasty. Bang!
Great pressure here from LJ, and the defender sitting in net has to respect this double tap that could have came out. And Rodoko just left that close side wide open. That's an easy goal there from Toasty, and I love the response from Jamal Jabary. Took less than 30 seconds, and they put themselves back up in the lead.
Rodoko met by LJ as this goes deep into the Jamal Jabary corner. Now ZPS trying to get that ball over to Kinsey, just a little bit late on the weak side. Here goes Toasty now. All the way through. LJ misses here. It's still loose in front, and that's a good job by the Pittsburgh Knights defense, not panicking at all and making sure to get rid of this ball. Now this could be trouble again. But Toasty's had a couple trips down the field where he's been chased down by either Kinsey or another Knight. And, well, you saw what happened the first time.
Yeah, if you're Toasty, I mean, he's showing he's got steel resolve there, but dangerous to take that ball continually in front of your own net. And this is a dangerous pass. LJ able to read that off the ceiling. Good pressure from Toasty there.
A goal and an assist for LJ after that by Toasty. Not only did he get the ball, he also knocked the defender all the way across the goal. No chance to recover. It's another freebie for Jamal Jabary. They've had a couple gifts and it has them ahead 3-1. And it could get another off the kickoff. LJ on target, but Kinsey is there for the save.
And at this point in the game, this is where you want to see Rodoko step up. He's last man back continually, low man on the totem pole as far as points go, and 0 shots on target, but that's a great pass. But a better read by LJ to get up in time and just touch that ball from underneath to send it straight up into the sky.
This still goes deeper into the Knights' zone. That's a good job by Kinsey, at least getting it out of harm's way, and a good bump to knock LJ out of the way. LJ does have a full tank of boost. He's going to need it to make that stop and collect, as he will take over right through Toasty, it seemed. Now Kinsey on a quick counterattack. Back and forth these teams go. It's hard to believe that it is a 2-goal deficit right now for the Pittsburgh Knights. They are both playing very up-tempo. You'd expect they'd get one through or more. But the defense of Jamal Jabary has been good enough, and the defense of the Knights has not. Krazik scores another open net goal.
And it just boils down to the constant pressure from Jamal Jabary. Time and time again, the Pittsburgh Knights were looking at someone in their face, and there were no opportunities for 1v1 plays, no opportunities to open things up with a midfield pass, and you just love to see it. You love to see the pure aggression that these young players are coming out with.
Kinsey out for Rodoko, at least a consolation goal, if nothing else, if the Knights can score here, and they will, as ZPS takes advantage of Rodoko playing lead blocker down the field.
Constant little baits on that ball, making the defenders have to respect every little move, and eventually they break down, but probably too little too late here, as game one looking like it's going to go in favor of Jamal Jabary.
ZPS, the leading scorer of all players on this field right now. He's got 15 goals on the day with that strike. And it will not be enough, of course, to get them game number 1 here. If they score again, it would be nothing. So Jamal Jabary takes game number 1. The Knights, they hung around there for a little while. But as we keep mentioning, Subi, just poor defense is the best way to describe it. They gave up 3 empty net goals.
Poor defense, and I noticed a little hesitation on the side of the Pittsburgh Knights there. And for them to do well in this matchup, they've just got to kind of send it all. And the hesitation really messes up the players in rotation because they've got to slow up, and that just slows up their whole entire offense. And you called it out, the defense was lacking, especially in that first half. We expect to see more from the Pittsburgh Knights, and thankfully, it's a best-of-5 series. Those slow starts aren't as, punished as in a best-of-3. But Pittsburgh Knights really want to get this game number 2 if they're going to make a series out of it.
ZPS has been all about quality over quantity, only averaging 2.5 shots a game. He had 6 in that game. He does, of course, as you might expect, given what we've said about him so far. He has the highest shooting percentage in all of North America today. LJ, after Toasty runs interference, has that one saved by Kinsey, and Rodoko will have a big booming clear downfield for ZPS, who got a mid-air bump, and Rodoko will score.
Oh, you love to see it. And watch ZPS. Initially, he's going for the ball and sees Toasty going up and says, okay, I know what I need to do. And that is a beautiful play to open up game number 2.
The field awareness to call that audible in midair. Tell you what, ZPS, I've always felt he has been very, very underrated. And he is putting that on display right now. Go back to the old Nexus days. I thought he was good enough to play in the RLCS then. Here's Kinsey. Blocked by Krazik there. And LJ will at least get this downfield, but there's Rodoko, and a good win by LJ to at least get that downfield, but not for long. Another big clear by the Knights, and we'll see how good they are defensively now, as they're able to put the pressure on Jamal Jabary.
Well, and again, we're seeing Jamal Jabary with the defensive demos to take out either the second or third man in rotation, and that's huge for Jamal Jabary. It's giving them a ton of time to not only clear that ball, but kind of get their sorts about them, go get boost, and position themselves correctly. So I'm just loving, again, the aggression that Jamal Jabary are coming out with.
Krazik's got that ball over one, but there was nobody crashing for Jamal Jabary. Looked like they just kind of given up on that play. Little hesitation now from JJ, but Krazik's He doesn't know the meaning of the word hesitate. Just going full bore at the net at all times. Now this will drop down for Toasty. Got Krasix filling in behind him. Can he get a shot off? Yes, he does, and Kinsey makes yet another save.
Clutch save as ZPS got bumped in midair, trying to return the favor back to him. But Pittsburgh Knights standing strong there, and great play from Kinsey to get around the midfield defender. But here comes Krasix, gonna bomb that one up, and Rodoko, awkward ball, gets the touch, but Pittsburgh Knights left in a really awkward position here as ZPS just elects to bomb it downfield, and that's the right play as it's straight towards net, but ZPS can't get the ball to go in the back of the net.
All the way across for Kinsey again, cut off by Krasix. Can he send it for LJ? Certainly can, but LJ whiffed on everything. Another opportunity though? No, ZPS beats Toasty by a mile, and Krasix has to stall for time and does just enough to slow down ZPS and the Knights, but Kinsey still scores out of the wing.
Beautiful angle and beautiful speed put behind this ball. ZPS gets Krasix out of the way. LJ is backwards on the wall, so he's not gonna save it. One guy left in net, and you put it back post upper 90. Good luck saving it. Pittsburgh Knights building themselves a comfortable lead here in game number 2.
And still looking for more as Kinsey wins this all the way to the opposite corner. Now Rodoko chasing after Krasix, couldn't get him. Now ZPS, backboard, nope, LJ has this well away, but right at Rodoko, and right now it seems like the Knights' best defense is their offense, as they have kept the ball on the Jamal Jabary half of the field for a long time, probably about 70% of this game at least, but here's a chance for Krasix, denied by Kinsey.
That is a beautiful save, utilizing his own backboard to put it back towards midfield, but LJ tries to go low. Kinsey, once again, there for a beautiful save. That's 5 in just game number 2, and why not throw a goal on top of it? 2 goals, 1 assist, 5 saves. He's playing out of his mind.
Yeah, Kinsey has his fingerprints on everything that the Knights are doing offensively and defensively, even off the ball. He's had a couple of plays where he set up high-quality scoring opportunities where he wouldn't either get a goal or an assist. He is just everywhere, and he's been a menace for Jamal Jabary to deal with. Down 3 goals now, JJ, trying to get one back, and it's Kinsey who makes the stop again.
And that's for the double savior here, and here he is trying to put the ball in the net, and he does it. A hat trick in this game. My goodness, he's going off.
ZPS had 1,000 points in like 12 minutes of gameplay, however long that overtime went with the peeps. And Kinsey is closing in on a grand in regulation. Good grief, 994. Meanwhile, ZPS just sitting there on a cool 70. He couldn't get touched there.
Well, I mean, he got the unassisted goals, right? He got that bump in midair.
Yeah, he did.
He's been doing
He got no points off of that, which is, it's kind of sad. Yeah, it was what? Rodoko's goal, Kinsey's assist, and ZPS just out here going, my points.
I'm here.
He'll get some here, because he's going to score. No, Toasty makes the stop. It almost got him over the century mark, sitting on 96. That's about the only drama left in this game. See if ZPS will get there. He certainly will now. Can he finish one off? No, that's a great defensive stand by Jamal Jabary. And you like, Subi, that they are still playing. They're not just conceding the goal. Like, it's very easy to go, well, you know, it's 4-0, whatever. Have the goal, pad your stats. No, they want to keep it at 4 and maybe get a couple of their own.
What a pinch off that back wall. Impressive play. But Pittsburgh Knights dominant here in game number 2, trying to show Jamal Jabary that game 1 was nothing but a fluke. And this one gonna go in the back of the net. ZPS finds his way onto the scoreboard with 7 seconds remaining here in game number 2.
I think everybody just watched that going, okay, fine, you can have it. 7 seconds left. And yes, the ZPS scores, it's his 3rd goal of the series. It actually ties him with Kinsey, who did, of course, all his scoring in this game. And so, the Pittsburgh Knights, albeit a little bit late, they're going to get another, of course they are. They have shown up to this series, and now it is game on.
Well, I already finished my stats and drew the line for the next series and everything, and Rodoko goes to score.
That's why you wait.
Yeah.
You get a pencil?
No, I have a pen.
Are you doing pen?
No.
See, yeah.
See, I'm not used to making mistakes. I'm used to being perfect, so.
Well, I don't know whatever gave you that idea. But hey, you know what? More power to you. I say that as somebody who is... You remember that book I got back in Toronto?
No, because you don't know to read.
The old tome?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. I'm using that with a pen, so there you go. Hey, we got a series here. One game apiece, and it is the Pittsburgh Knights answering back in a big way. They've got 3 goals from ZPS in the series, 3 from Kinsey, a couple from Rodoko. Jamal Jabary is going to have their hands full now stopping the PK offense.
Well, I mean, that series from Kinsey was insane. He almost got the playmaker there to complete the, I don't even know what you would call it, 3 cubed? I don't know.
I want to call it a triple threat, but I've never seen it.
That is insane. And you would have to speak to probably Dr. Disrespect's lawyers if you wanted to call it that.
Nah. All right, here's Krasix. Blocked by Rodoko. They're busy enough, let's be honest. Kinsey. Oh, what a shot. This is in! His 4th goal of the series.
And you think game 2 was over? Nah, this is just an extension of it. Kinsey with the absolute ridiculous angle catches the defense slipping. Everybody from Jamal Jabary was pushing forward on that, and somehow Kinsey sneaks in and gets the early goal here in game number 3.
And yet another unassisted goal from Kinsey, which is a story by itself. I think he might have... I don't think any of his goals have been assisted now that I think about it.
He had 3 unassisted in game 2, yeah.
Yeah, and that one was unassisted as well. Talking about a one-man band. And he's avoiding Toasty downfield. He's going to have to avoid him again. He avoided Toasty twice and made that stop at midfield. It is Kinsey's world, and we're all just living in it.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're Jamal Jabary, those demos worked out well in game 1, but in game 3, if you're still going for them, and after 1 you miss, after 2 you miss again, at that point, Kinsey is getting in your head saying, you can't touch this.
Krasix will keep this in the zone. LJ will have a drive, and finally they beat the defense as Kinsey just wasn't there.
I mean, they got completely swept in game number 2. No goals allowed. Not going to allow it to happen here. You love to see them answer within a minute of the Pittsburgh Knights scoring, and you just love to see him make a series out of it. Game 3, the difference maker, and nobody from the Pittsburgh Knights going for that one. Communication needs to be opened up just a little bit from them.
Good ball across and through by Kinsey. You want another challenge. Now Toasty looking for Krasix, instead finding Rodoko. Toasty looking for the double. No! Saved away by ZPS.
Oh,
Here goes Kinsey again. Nope. Well, he's had Rodoko down there. You saw it too, Subi. Just missed him by a hair. And now ZPS are going to have to settle on boost and rely on his teammates to play defense, which they've done quite adequately over the past 6 minutes.
Nice pinch there to wrap it around, and Toasty puts it off his back wall as ZPS.
Oh.
Right idea. Unfortunately, too far behind Kinsey to catch up, or couldn't catch up to that ball, rather. And here comes Rodoko off that side wall. Good dunk up off the backboard. ZPS gets beat by Krasix. And Jamal Jabary, their defense standing strong. But, oh my goodness, Toasty with the save there. Kinsey denied.
Boy, when these two teams understand the importance of a game and a situation, they can do some pretty special things on the defensive end. And we've seen a lot that is just extraordinary from both sides. ZPS beaten out here. LJ didn't get it on target, and Kinsey just dances around Toasty. That's a great touch to go by him. And again, Jamal Jabary. They've been close, but not quite getting past the PK defense. And even with that little mess at the back, still cannot find the net again. Cannot jump back in front.
I mean, that was a lot of quote-unquote offense. Is that ball just going in? What a save by Krasix. Good hustle to get back to the goal line, position himself perfectly, and deny ZPS. But if you're Jamal Jabary, a lot of offense, quote-unquote, but nothing that really put pressure on the Pittsburgh Knights. Yeah, you were putting shots on target, and yeah, ZPS is there for the cleanup, putting himself in the right place at the right time.
A clean flip reset to get by LJ, and Krasix has to find a way to get this ball to the corner. Instead, it rolls right back out to ZPS, and it is all over. Pittsburgh Knights up 2-1 now.
Is that what Stumpy and Cole calls him?
I assume it's what everybody that's not American and probably Canadians also probably say Zed, right? So, you know. Here's Rodoko.
Oh.
There's no Zed there. Just a shot up for 90 that beats the entire JJ defense, and then a demo for the BMs afterwards.
50 miles per hour from this close and coming from the opposite side of the ball. Get out of here. You're not saving it. Rodoko, the power, putting that one in and extending their lead by 2 here in game number 3.
Well, Kinsey is human after all. He missed that ball entirely. I think he might have been going for a block, and Rodoko had to clean up the mess, but boy, it is still very sloppy at the back, and somehow the Knights come away with this. Jamal Jabary not able to capitalize. They've got to score here to give themselves a chance, in that last touch by Krasix pushed the ball out of LJ's line.
We're not done, though. Good pressure here from Jamal Jabary as a whole, but that's an awkward ball. Tosi's just going to get a touch to try and keep it alive, and there goes pretty much all of his boost, but still gets a 50-50 on this one, and they're not out of the water just yet. ZPS puts a shot on target, and if Jamal Jabary wants a chance at overtime, they need to score right about now if they want any possibility of it happening.
Yeah, they're going to need to score and get one off the kickoff. LJ's got to get up for this, and he's just waiting very patiently. His shot saved by ZPS. Nobody else can jump up for it. ZPS will guide it to the ground, and that's going to do it. Game 3 goes to the Pittsburgh Knights. They are 1 game away from sending Jamal Jabary out of the regional.
And after 4 goals from Jamal Jabary in game number 1, only 1 allowed by the Pittsburgh Knights in 2 games. What a turnaround from game number 1 to figure out Jamal Jabary's aggression and how to counter it perfectly.
Yeah, right now the Knights outscoring Jamal Jabary in this series. What? It's 11-5, and boy, that's got to be a rough. That's a tough pill to swallow if you're Jamal Jabary when you scored 4 goals in a game. But that 6-0 shellacking in game number 2, that'll skew a lot of stats. It has certainly helped Kinsey, as he's got 4 of those goals. He's also got 5 assists. Looking a lot like Magic Bear did in the previous series for Alpine, as they stayed alive at the expense of Plot Twist.
And if you're Jamal Jabary, you got to start shaking your boots just a little bit here in game number 4, because ZPS has been almost a non-factor outside of that beautiful bump that we saw him kind of open the ball up and everything. Outside of that, we haven't seen much from him, and he's the Pittsburgh Knights' leading scorer, and he's up there with assists, but he hasn't done much. And Kinsey, who's normally at the bottom, has just been carrying this team. So if you're Jamal Jabary, you got to question, what do we have to do to beat these guys?
Looking at that from a wide angle, I expected Kinsey to score. ZPS almost did as well. Now Rodoko's got to get to this, so that's a good job by the Knights offense, not overextending, and Rodoko being in a spot where he could get back to that ball. Now Kinsey. Here we go again. Up to the ceiling, coming down, squishy style, easily stopped by Krasix this time.
And that's a great pass. LJ didn't have any boost to get there. Unfortunately, Kinsey was rotating back to midfield, trying to get fully boosted up. And Toasty, good demo there. The pass is to him. Back down to LJ, but a little too wide. But somehow, Krasix beats Rodoko to that ball?
Sure. I guess that's a thing that happens. I mean, he comes out. Oh, he turns in a couple of times. I don't think he saw Krasix there until it was too late. And Krasix just goes straight at the ball, throw it at the net. Hey, something good happened. Jamal Jabary believe that would be their first lead since game 1.
That is correct.
Here goes Krasics looking to extend that lead, but just couldn't get above the ball. It's a good clear. ZPS had his flip, but it's easily sent away by Toasty. Jamal Jabary's got to win this game or their regional run is over, and they are playing like it, just swarming the net now. LJ drop down on, and Kinsey makes the stop. Krasics makes sure there's no breakaway, at least not an easy one, as Toasty got there ahead of Kinsey.
Here comes a good opportunity for Jamal Jabary. Pittsburgh Knights all facing backwards, and they can't get the shot on target. Pittsburgh Knights were rushing back to defense, all their noses pointed towards the net. And Jamal Jabary let that opportunity go by the wayside. Krasics flip reset, but easily read by Rodoko. And at this point, they're just trying to maintain possession, trying to build a lead and force the Pittsburgh Knights into game number 5. And Toasty side flip, but somehow LJ able to get there off the crossbar. And my goodness, the Pittsburgh... No.
Well, I think that's 2 goals, one on either side that Subi we can look at and go, yeah. Well, there's not much to say there. That's just panic.
What? All right. Wipe your hands clean. We got those out of the way. No more
Short
garbage
memory.
goals.
Yeah. Second half of game number 4 is going to perhaps decide this series. Both teams have been offered gifts and have taken them. Here's LJ for Toasty. Just going to throw this to the back wall, and you know, like Kinsey jumped last game for that ball. Holy cow. Now Rodoko. He had a full tank of boost, but LJ plays right by him. That's a good job by Kinsey, at least getting LJ off the ball. And now ZPS over Toasty. Krasics is there, met by Kinsey as well. ZPS with another full tank. And boy, how far back is Rodoko playing right now? He can play this now. Over to ZPS, but Rodoko calls him off. ZPS shot, saved away by LJ. Things slowing down a little bit for the Pittsburgh Knights as they try to get this out of their own zone. They'll have to do so without Kinsey, which could be a boon right now for Jamal Jabary. LJ shot, saved by ZPS.
Yeah, and you called it, Sax. Pittsburgh Knights playing so spread out, offensively, defensively. And when they're on offense, look at ZPS. He's almost behind the net in that temple back there. And this is an opportunity, but Rodoko gets a good touch, a crucial touch. Put that back towards midfield. And both teams realize the importance of this game. Pittsburgh Knights playing so spread out, almost willing Jamal Jabary to have those infield passes. They're wide open right now.
Oh, Toasty's the only one up for this. Nobody on the backboard, but he couldn't convert. Everybody flat-footed in front of the net. And now ZPS has this away, and he's got options downfield, like Rodoko, and just didn't get that where ZPS expected it to be. Now LJ with 40 seconds left. Tournament's on the line. They have to score either now or in overtime if we get there. They also have to stop PK from scoring, which they do here. Another drive, though. Rodoko to the backboard. That's easily set away by Krasics. But how long can Jamal Jabary hold him off? Kinsey for the win? No, and ZPS can't adjust.
Beautiful save from Krasics there as the clock is ticking down. Almost 10 seconds to go here, and the Pittsburgh Knights were knocking at the door, but Jamal Jabary taking a stab at it. Shot on target, and LJ gives them the 1-goal lead with 5 seconds to go.
That this drops to Toasty. It's all communication. He tells LJ that he's going to throw it up there. That gives LJ just an extra half second to react, and that's all he needed. Jamal Jabary pulls ahead at the last moment. Now they've got to hold off the Pittsburgh Knights, and they will. Game 5, here we come.
Have I ever told you how much I love this game? When the last minute
a few times
came up and it's a tie ball game, my heart rate just immediately spiked. And it's just so exciting seeing a team battling against elimination and force a game 5 against a team that is arguably much better than them. And right now they're making it seem like these two are just so even all the way across the board.
to make you miss the studio that much more, everybody watching at home or wherever you may be, vivid memories of, I think it was Charlotte and FMG one season, final match of the Rival Series season. Subi is right next to me, out of his chair, casting the entirety of Game 5. Yeah, when he says he loves this game, he absolutely does. I love it as well. I love seeing teams like Jamal Jabary and this Pittsburgh Knights squad.
Oh, baby, here we go. Let's do it.
Faced up head-to-head, Game 5, Champions Field. You got to play like your whole tournament depends on it, because it does. Krazik's up the ladder for this. And he's going to be knocked away from the play. LJ is going to be lurking, and he won't get a touch as Kinsey sends it away.
Already, Pittsburgh Knights playing super aggressive. Kinsey getting the bump on LJ, and he also got that boost steal. Let's see the importance of that. It's not going to lead to much. It's that 50-50 from Krazik's. Very important. He's just going to bomb this one right here. Oh, no, he elects to slow play it, and that was the smart play right there. Okay.
This is the first time I think I've seen Krazik's do anything to hold down the boots, and it works out, as it has Jamal Jabary on the attack. LJ stopped by Rodoko as he gets downfield past Krazik's. Chance for the Pittsburgh Knights as this kicks out to ZPS, and LJ does a great job read and react. He had to react very quickly. This goes right out in front. This same play, throw it up there for Toasty, and it's sent away by Rodoko.
Great pre-jump there to cut off that angle, get to that ball. If he didn't do that, definitely going to be a goal for Jamal Jabary, and oh, Toasty had the angle. The ball was on target, but I think Rodoko would have had that. And this one's dangerous. All of Jamal Jabary pushed forward. The net is wide open.
Home.
And it rolls in from their own net. You hate to see it, but hey, sometimes you bite the hand that feeds you.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? All right.
Nobody. No, nobody was there.
Guess not.
No, nobody was home. 1-0 in Game 5 to the Pittsburgh Knights, but a lot of Rocket League to play. 3.5 minutes. LJ looking to center here, trying to get a piece of Rodoko, and instead, ZPS has the big clear. This could be a little trouble for Jamal Jabary. Oh, what a stop by LJ. I mean, they had all hands on deck defensively. They've got to get out of their zone, though, because they cannot let PK starve them out. That's a good stop by ZPS. Kinsey avoids Toasty, as he's done all series long. Who's going to come up for this? Krazik's does, but just look how slow Jamal Jabary is coming out of the zone. They looked like they were stuck in mud getting out of the offensive end.
One, two players rotating back, and
they're
no
still going to score.
LJ gets the touch on the ball. The Pittsburgh Knights have a breakdown on defense, and it's all because Toasty bumped Rodoko. Beautiful heads-up play to get this ball game tied up.
That's amazing. They couldn't have been any slower coming out of the zone, getting back on defense, and it still worked out for them. Now Kinsey. Oh boy, one-on-one with LJ, and he just pushed it wide. LJ did a good job standing his ground, forced him to make a move. It wasn't the right move. Toasty now. He'll have a look downfield. Got to navigate around Kinsey. Trying to drop off to LJ for the lead, and it's saved by Kinsey.
Yeah, they're not out of the water yet, but Krazik's whiffs coming off the side wall. And not a turnover, as that's a great back pass back to Toasty, but Kinsey, full-blown aggression there, but that one just a little too wide off the side wall. And it's going to go back towards midfield, and looks like these teams are going to get boost, settle back up, and try and work into some offense.
Oh, this is just about given away to Kinsey. Krazik did a good job not losing that challenge cleanly. LJ up top, and Kinsey is right there. All right, Kinsey is probably going to be wondering, dude, what else do I got to do if the Knights don't win Game 5 here? It would knock them out of the regional, would give Jamal Jabary a shot in round 5. We already saw Alpine play their way in as they took down Plot Twist 3-1. Krazik centers, but again, nobody there. That's been a theme for Jamal Jabary, those tough centers right along the back wall. I mean, you got to have a lot of faith in that ball getting through, and JJ as a team has not.
Yeah, is that what you call them? Are you guys cool, so you can call them JJ?
Yeah, we're cool like that.
Yeah.
I can call him JJ. I could call him Jamal if I really wanted to.
Wow,
but, you know.
it's like that?
Yeah.
Man, I'm jealous.
Oh, Don't be. Toasty over to LJ. It's just typical me.
Uh-oh.
You get used to it after a while. LJ, oh boy. Krasix could have a look here, right down the middle. Saved away by Rodoko. And now Kinsey. Chance at a counterattack, but that's good. First challenge by LJ to force that into midfield. Krasix for the lead!
Oh, baby! Toasty opening the field up for his teammate, but this double tap, the angle he gets on it just squeezes the ball under the crossbar. My goodness, the upset is rearing its ugly head to the Pittsburgh Knights right now.
Pittsburgh Knights, again, reverse swept earlier, and they had yet another chance at closing out Jamal Jabary. Could not capitalize at the Forbidden Temple.
Oh.
Now a Champions Field. ZPS! He dances through like a hot knife through butter.
Watch the fullback move from Kinsey. Bye, Toasty. See ya. Leave LJ on an island. And it ends up shrinking on him, and he suffocates in net. My Lord, this is a series, Stacks. I love it. I want more of it injected into my veins. I want to go to overtime.
30 seconds separate us from that reality. Toasty trying to drop one down. Oh, that's a great win to keep this in the zone. Now Krasix. Oh, saved away by Rodoko. Down to 15 seconds. Is somebody's tournament life going to end here, or will we go to sudden death? Rodoko pops this up. Last opportunity could belong to the Pittsburgh Knights if they can get downfield on this. Rodoko's looking.
It's on!
Got it to ZPS! It bounces in with 1 second to go!
Oh, you hate to see it. Jamal Jabary pushed forward. And who was it right there that flew by? I couldn't see, but you got to go back to net. And the Pittsburgh Knights gonna steal Game 5 and keep themselves alive.
I wouldn't say that just yet. LJ to the side. Krasix got this centered. Oh, what a touch by ZPS. That might do it. Oh, there it is. ZPS on target. No. But Jamal Jabary's not out of this yet. They may have numbers, but it rolls off of LJ's hood. Oh, they had an opportunity. And it ends like that. The Pittsburgh Knights barely hang on and march into round 5.
What a game between these two teams. I mean, you talk about a series that went back and forth and a team battling back. I mean, you could talk about both of them being down, crawling their way back into the match. But in the end, the Pittsburgh Knights were able to steal Game 5. I thought heading into overtime, I thought all momentum was on Jamal Jabary's side, but just a split second later, that's all it takes in Rocket League. And Pittsburgh Knights move on. Congratulations to them.
Meanwhile, the Knights really got to be wondering what might have been. I mean, they at least dodge a bullet. They didn't have to play Space Station this round like the Peeps are having to right now. They're in Game 5 over on twitch.tv/Rocket League, the final matchup